Sebastian Zimmerhackl, as she said, from Berlin. We are happy to be here. Thank you, Dominika, and the whole ZKM team for the invitation. I'm currently working as a conceptor and strategist, creative director, curator, event manager, and brand consultant for SelamX. We are here and looking forward to the talk.
Hello, I'm Manuel Roßner and I'm running FLOAT.GALLERY. I'm working as an artist and as a curator. And yeah, now we're going to present some of our recent work. Thanks. So this is the trailer of a solo show I did in Frankfurt in January last year. And you can see different exhibition spaces in which I did this exhibition. My interest there lies in the aesthetics of the digital. So I was wondering, how do things look different when we work with digital tools? And what I came up with is this colored walls, because I'm interested in how you can deal with complexity. And from coding and computer-aided design, we know that it's an advantage if you show different elements in different colors, so you can access them more easily. And this is the space of the MMK in Frankfurt, the Museum of Modern Art, and I kind of hijacked it with my exhibition, but it's all virtual, so it's rendered images and a rendered exhibition. The next step in this direction was the NRW Forum exhibition we did in May last year. Anna Bieber yesterday already talked about it, so I'm going to keep it a bit short. So for designing this extension building, I wanted to create a space which is kind of dynamic, like also in a computer when you have more data to process, there's going to be more space for it. And that's kind of the same idea behind this bubble building. So in the inside, again, we have the colored walls, and you had 5 Vive virtual reality headsets through which the visitors were able to access the exhibitions. One of the pieces in there was made by Theoklitos Trian from LA. And you can see those little pink viruses that are spreading, and they will kind of attack the person who's in the experience. So there they are. And you can see the VR headset right where the person is. So you don't see the person, but the headset and the 2 controllers. And the little viruses, they try to stick to the user, to the visitor. And it's supposed to be a virus, so when you wear the glasses, you get it. And when you take them off, they are inside the software, and the next user who uses the glasses, they also get it, so it's kind of evolving. And now a few things from FLOAT.GALLERY. You can access it online, like FLOAT.GALLERY is the URL. And there I've created white cubes and added digital objects to them, or I invited artists to do so. This is what we call Sculpture from 2013. It was the 3rd show, and this piece is by Manuel Fernandez, and he used a 3D model of the Acropolis in Athens, and he put this gradient on it, and then he moved it to the digital white cube, which you can see here. So I'm really interested in how such an object can transfer from one space to another, and with all the rendering technology, it's similar to a real space, so there's a blurring between like virtual reality and physical reality, and mixed reality in between. This is a piece by Françoise Gamma. It's called Ecstasy Remix, and apparently it's kind of a ecstasy pill, which is like giving people a fancy experience, like many VR experiences do. Another way of working in this space is, for example, Anthony Antonellis, who put a Windows 95 screensaver on a pedestal, so it becomes kind of a museal object, but it still keeps the quality of like being pixel, or it could be an algorithm itself displayed in there, which in an analog space is not possible because you would have to use a screen or something, but here it's like directly inside it. The FLOAT.GALLERY is also available in virtual reality for Vive, so you can download it from Steam. And here's a short video of what it looks like. So this is what you would see in the glasses. I mean, 360 degrees, of course. I'm running the gallery since 2012, and yeah, it's been an interesting way because the technology also evolved since then. It's super nice. Then another artist's piece by myself. It was in Frankfurter Kunstverein in the exhibition Perception is Reality. And the piece is called Wetware, so it relates to wetware, which is the human factor inside the triangle of hardware, software, and wetware. And there's this liquid which kind of crashes into the structure of the Kunstverein. And yeah, I'm interested in this materiality and how you can control matter, or not really matter, but like something that appears to us as matter. So I'm wondering, what are we really looking at when we look at such a thing? Because when you wear the glasses, it's even more convincing. So you will find yourself in a space that you already know, but yeah, it's totally different. There were about 30,000 visitors, and yeah, it was interesting to see how they reacted. So the next project.
And here's the first slide of the Internet is Present. It was like a trilogy that we had in 2015 up to 2016. It was an exhibition that took place in Frankfurt, Düsseldorf, and Amsterdam. We had nearly 80 artists involved, 2,000 emails and Skype calls and stuff. At the end, we had a digital publication. Besides Manuel and me, we had other guest curators like Benedikt Fischer from Frankfurt and Karolien Burmann and Florian Mecklenburg from Amsterdam. Here you see some pictures from the first exhibition we had in Frankfurt. We focused on animation. We used old screens in all formats. We used old technology to focus on artifacts of the past. Everything was presented in a small room, and it was super condensed. We had 200 visitors at the opening, and they nearly destroyed the screens and stuff. It was really, really small. Here is the next one, the Internet is Present 2 in Düsseldorf. Yeah, it's about the connection between technology and yourself and realizing yourself. This time we focused on text. There were a manifesto, then a poetry about gender questions, Twitter posts filled with technology critique, and so on. Like we said, we focused on text, and we had a performance also. Here is the third. Yeah, this was the third. The trailer, Friends Only, was an interactive exhibition with more than 40 international artists presenting the visual and performative aspect of contemporary virtual culture and its connection to the physical world. We introduced a new exhibition platform, an immersive viewing experience that uses the internet as a host for the artwork that becomes accessible through a physical space. This was a picture from the publication. Here you see an overview. Oops. The overview, the whole exhibition was in black light. It was, as you see, dark. In the middle of the exhibition was a giant loading station with chargers. It was kind of funny because you had blonde wigs and you put your mobile phone on a tongue. You had to log in on stations with a password for each artwork to see the piece. Here was a performance. The view on the female body in our digital society was a topic of this performance. The performer played with the camera attached to a sex toy while the room was completely packed with visitors. It was an intimate Moment for the passive viewer. You were close, but also kind of far away, because you switched between looking at her and the screen. Here's a short view on the digital publication. It was curated by Reese Riley. We had 9 essays about speed of the divine subculture, datascapes, and many interviews. Just a quick...
Yeah, the next project is called Imagine Universal Basic Income, which is quite clear. It's about universal basic income, which we find, I mean, we like a lot working with technology, obviously, and all the kind of innovation and disruption and so on. But we find it also important to think about really the foundation of society. And therefore, we like to suggest implementing a basic income. Therefore, we were invited by New York-based print all over me to do a fashion collection, and we invited about 15 artists to participate. And this is one of the drafts, or two. The euro signs and the other currencies. Like, there's a lot of connections from like, yeah, stuff is growing in nature, why do we fight about money all the time, and ideas like that. And yeah, that's...
Yeah, here you see how we presented them for the photographs. We made paper cutouts and photographed them in the city. Here's the one with the fruits. Here you see a bag of money. Here's like from Johannes Schroth, Slave to the Algorithm. Here's the jumper from Internet to be discussed. Here's the prints from Nuno Patricio and Nukeme.
So we had people from all over the world, which was quite nice to also to talk to them and their ideas about these questions of society in the digital age.
Yes, so we had around 15 pieces of clothes. I want to jump now to another edition that we did. It was for a book fair in 2012 in Mainz. We made flags. So here you see my favorite, it was the burning flag. So I'm interested in making limited editions for events. Here's another one for 2014. Also book fair in Mainz. Here's a joke that I like. It's a broken Kindle screen as a bookmark. And for this fair we made ringtones. So I always wanted to make ringtones with artists together and press it on vinyl. Yes, this is the edition stuff. Also important for us is to create meeting points. Here is a project we did in New York. New York, we had like OK Focus, Brighter Ribs, Pulse Air, interesting people coming together and having a great workshop week and networking.
Yeah, which is quite important when you work on the internet and you're all remotely. It's super nice to have some spots where people connect, like this one also, because it still is nice to meet in person and discuss stuff.
The overview. Also, like we traveled to Sri Lanka together, but we met the first time in Greece on another residency. Here you see some pictures from Sri Lanka. Like this residency was held by Angloplessas, is the eternal internet brotherhood or sisterhood. This was for me gigantic inspiration to make an artist camp in the Black Forest. Here's the trailer. It's all about traditions and painting them pink and destroy them again and put them back together.
There were those.
The idea behind it. Here's a quick overview what we made with the money that we won. Some 3D prints, photo tours. Okay, here's a quick overview to the residency in Greece. As I said before, it was the place where we met.
Yeah, how to water on Serifos Island. So we were, how many people were we, like 20?
Yeah, 20 people on a beautiful island.
And here you can see those net art screenings we did on the beach. And we were exploring the city and having an interesting time, getting to know people, showing work, producing work as well.
Producing the work and discussing the similarities between financial topics, water itself, and then internet, because like everything is connected with water, and also the communication of financial things. The market is frozen, I'm liquid, and all that stuff. It was kind of funny to discuss internet topics underwater and those things. It was a great time. This was the screen for like nearly a week, and we were like discussing stuff and watched films and all that stuff. That's kind of the spirit that we want to take from Greece to everywhere, because you meet many people, you have a great time, and that's fun, big time. Yeah, we're here to tell you we are interested in doing products for a museum shop or limited editions, and those things. Also for us it's really important to travel more, to see the world with our own eyes and to meet people, and also we are looking forward to experiment with technology for our future exhibitions. As we said before, humanity over technology, and content is still king. We want to say thank you to the team from ZKM for the invitation, and have a nice day. Thank you.